coefficient of performance or conversion of power, however you want to look at it. Normal electric heating is 1 to 1. Remember the old 1 kilowatt in, 1 kilowatt out. These have a 3.0 coefficient of performance. So for 1 kilowatt, you're getting 3 times the amount of heating value. Okay, and that's across the board. Now the 2x2, of course, is the same way. But since it's smaller, it's going to have a lower heating output. So you can use it for smaller rooms and such like that. And of course, all the other custom sizes too. It has a 13-foot throw. These, I get asked this all the time. These work perfect, the best ceiling mounting. And everybody, it's not one person has ever not asked me this question. Why would you want it in the ceiling when heat rises? It never fails. I'm here to tell you, heat does not rise. Hot air rises. That's the difference. Okay? If heat rose, we would be in an ice age. The sun, if you've ever gone outside in 50 degrees and felt warm on a sunny day, that's what you're getting, radiant heat. It's the same thing with these panels. Sun produces photons, these produce photons. And depending on how much heat is applied to the panel, remember when we talked about that? Depends on the output. So, and these controllers, and right now this one is using 500 watts. Now if you'll notice, once this panel heats up, that little red light will go out and start blinking. That means there is no longer electricity applied to that panel, but it's still producing heat. It's still producing output. The only reason why this thing uses electricity is just to heat the plate. Once the plate is warm to a certain temperature, it has a little sensor in there, it kicks it out. But it still remains warm. So as it's running, all it does is feed it a little bit of electricity. It's kind of like a swing. You push it, keeps going, pretty soon you need to push it again to keep it moving. Okay? Again, these are not electric heaters. I want to stress that. They do not use primary electrical to produce heat. Their only function, electricity's only function is to heat the panel. That has the proprietary paste on it. Now this is something that I alluded to earlier, is far infrared or healthy infrared. There are health benefits to far infrared. Like I said, a lot of the Chinese use it for medicinal purposes. It helps increase the circulatory system. It helps with arthritis and joints. And again, I'll show that. But there's so many benefits to this type of heating. It's just not going to keep you warm. I have a project coming up right now that we're adding a solarium to a big house. And the couple, the woman has some health issues. And she wants this to be, we actually have 3 panels installed, 3 2x4 panels, and she's going to spend most of her time out there, is what I'm told. So, and they looked at this. It took them a long time to decide this is what they want, and they did all the research on it, and this is exactly what they're looking for. So, and that's just because of the health benefits of it. This is kind of, gets a little technical, electromagnetic spectrum. You notice where the traditional IR is. Now, the rule of thumb here is the higher the temperature, the shorter the wave. Lower temperature, the longer the wave. Now, far infrared operates in this area right here, 10,000 nanometers right here. Now, you'll notice as the other infrared, it gets shorter waves. Now, shorter waves can actually do damage. Now, the heat lamp in your bathroom only works if you're standing underneath it. If you stand underneath it long enough, you're going to get burned. That's the short wave radiation. The long wave actually has a health benefit, and you can't possibly get burned. It's not possible. This is where we're at on the spectrum. Notice the infrared is right here. Visible light, ultraviolet. The nice thing about this, you get the same energy as the sun without the UV. You can't possibly have skin damage or anything like that. And you notice where we're at with the microwaves. The infrared too, I don't know if some of you have the remotes for your TV. Same kind of thing. Infrared. This is the panel, what it's made of. Now the black body substrate here, that is the proprietary paste, the proprietary ingredients that make all of this work. We can show that too. I think that's on here. Here we go. Panel construction. This is the glass here, and it's got the electrodes. This is the substrate, and then the reflected panel, and they also have the safety switch. So basically, this cannot overheat. Even if you adjust this controller to the highest temperature, it cannot overheat. And also, these are also zero clearance. You can come up here right now and touch the sides and the back, and it'll be cool. Most of the time, these operate at about 200, 220 degrees Fahrenheit to give an output that you would need normally. You can increase the temperature to the panel and get a bigger, more output. Does that make sense? Here's some installation, the mounting brackets. Now these can be surface mount. They can be recessed because they're zero clearance. They can be hung. There's an installation in here that was hung with chains on it. So they're fairly versatile. They can be put in T-bar ceilings. And of course, here's some of the benefits of it. Now, the biggest thing that I want to stress, and I've probably said this a couple times already, it uses a third of the energy that most electric heaters do. Okay, that is very important. And the two benefits are healthy heat and the energy savings. Now, where I'm at, in Mendocino County, is one of the places anyway, we have propane up there on the coast. There's no natural gas. And I'm paying right now anywhere from $4 to $4.50 a gallon. It's pretty expensive. This, to operate these panels, is about, of course it's actually less than a third now. The higher the price of propane and natural gas, the less these cost to operate, because it's the same. Now if they raise electric rates, I don't know what you folks are paying per kilowatt, but I'm paying 11 cents a kilowatt, and we're still under a third to operate. So it is very important. And 100% efficient, no waste, no fossil fuel use, no venting. It can be hooked up just like a light fixture. That's all. The only difference is that controller right there. Takes standard dry contact thermostats. Well, we got through it, most of it anyway. So, I can
continue on.
Yeah, I'll continue.
And then if the power comes back on, we'll just make things work again.
Okay. There is another benefit to this that most people will not think about, is because these photons bombard surfaces. Okay, they do not heat the air. The wavelength is as such that they will not hit the air molecules. They will hit surfaces. They will hit us, the floor, the chair. Okay, once that does, by convection, those objects give off the heat. I had, because of that too, and here's another something to think about. I also install hydronic radiant in the floor, and it's still radiant heating. However, when I do that, all the occupants that tell me, the owners of the places, they can leave their thermostat set at 65 degrees and still be comfortable if just as much as a forced air system if you had to keep it at 68, 70 degrees. That's real important too. So, you know, there's just